All right, welcome back. So the first video on Russia Besieged, we're playing the case blue scenario, so we're sort of getting a little bit of a head start. And for all of those who do not know Russia Besieged, like myself, this game is it's a reimagining of the Russian campaign, which is the original Jedco design from the Australian war game company Jedco from way back in the day. And I've just realized I have not done rebuilds, but we can do that later. And so it's a enriched, enhanced, more optional rules, larger hexes, bigger counters. Reminds me of the L2 version, but with obviously some significant differences with these air bases that mitigate, give you a range per aircraft, and some of the counter artwork is obviously a little bit different. So you've got the goofy little Hitler counter and stuff like that. Trying to think what else is. Look, there's a lot of different things. There's optional rules for reserves and putting reserve movement and releasing reserves, and there's different rules for the partisans, and the supply is different. It's a staged exercise here. For supply, you go to out of supply level 1, out of supply level 1, 2, and whatever, and then eventually you're going to start losing steps. So it takes a little bit longer, right? So it's the same but different. And then the CRT, it's a D10 based system, and it has a fair number of DRMs. It still has the same zones of control don't extend across rivers, and you don't have to attack across a river. You still have to attack everything you're adjacent to unless it's across a river. I'll show you the combat results table. I think, it may be, is it a D6 or a D10? I don't remember. I think it's D10. I'm trying to get this in here. So the odds stretch a little further, perhaps. I don't know. I forget what the CRT was for TRC. There's a Blitzkrieg attack table, which is different. There's still auto victories and stuff like that. The number of air supports that can be done in a turn, things like that. So it's a little different, but it's the same. There's also very nice charts and tables, setup charts and tables. You can see over here the reinforcement table. And then you've got this big, long, there's a resource pool over there, the game turn track, the dead stuff, reserves if you're going to use them, and then production. There's a whole, in the other game, in the TRC, you have these counters. So let me see if I can grab this guy. My new tweezers don't fit these counters. I'm going to stretch the thing. So wherever. Yeah. Whoa, hey now. Got these worker units, right? They're probably called something else in this game. So you've got the war economy, which are the workers, and then you've got the rules and the lend-lease like in the old game, and then you've also got oil production, and that matters, and that's going to drive how many replacement points you get and all that sort of goofy stuff. So what I thought I would do, 1, 2, I just realized, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have too many aircraft in use, so I have to pull a couple back. What was I going to say? What I thought I'd do is just go through the combat stuff, because that's kind of the most interesting, and I'll try and see if I can do it right. Let's find somewhere easy to start, like where I have an odds marker. How about that? Now, as you can see here, I'm going to have to make multiple attacks because I am adjacent to these guys as I'm trying to get into here. So I believe this was 4 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, it would be 4. That would be 4 to 1. If I add this guy, it'd be 5. But I think I need the extra steps here. So 4 to 1. So let's first of all, let me just check to see if it's a D6 or a D10, because I forget. And I've got all the dice out from the games here, and they're all out of the box, and I don't know what's what. Let me just make sure. A 10-sided die, so it is a D10. All right, so let's roll a die. I roll a 4. That is not going to get any mods. It's just going to straight up 4 to 1 with a 4. It's a D2 result. A D2 result is defender suffers that number of step losses. Any surviving units must retreat 2 hexes. So he is a 2-stepper. So he's going to lose 1 and then retreat 1, 2. Well, he's got to lose 2 steps, so he's done. So boom, he's off the table. Put him in the die rolly box. And now there's no advance after combat in this game. That's one thing that is significantly different. So I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do is, where's that 4 to 1 marker? I'm gonna leave that there so we know that attack happened. And then let's have a look at this guy here and see, this is a kind of the soak off attack that I'm not excited about doing. 2, 4, 6, 10, 15. So it's 3 to 1 with a +1 for Kleist. Roll that 2. 2 + 1 is 3. Well, it's a D1, just enough, eh? Defender loses a step, and he's going to retreat. Now, he's got to retreat through a Zoc. In the old game, in TRC, that would mean he would be dead. I'm going to assume that's the same here, that he will die. I said that, what did I say that was? 3 to 1 or something? I'm just going to put a marker here. And I think that guy's off. So let's get some chits so I can mark things and then look them up after we do the video versus me trying to scramble around the rule book and find it. So let's just grab a little block here. Put that on that guy there. All right, let's see if we can beat up these units outside of Rostov. I think I got a raw, they're 12. I got a raw 4 to 1 here. That may have involved air though. Nope, 8, 16, 17, 16, 24. That's going to be 25 there, right? What have I got there? 18, 26, sorry. 26, 36, 42 to 12. 3 to 1. Wish they had printed these on the back. That would have been useful. 3 to 1. I need a 3 to 1 marker. Do I really need one? I probably don't. 3 to 1 marker. Why was I thinking it was 4 to 1? What did I do here? What did I say? 42? Yeah, it's not enough. It's 3 to 1. All right, well, that's kind of risky. We're going to get a +1 because we're using Bok. Rolled an 8. Rolled an 8 on a 3 to 1. 8 on a 3 to 1. +1. Defender eliminated. Wow. Boom. Thanks for playing. So the dead pile grows. Let's just put those guys there and mark them with this so we know that they're dead. All right. Let's see. Now we've got second impulse coming after this, and I'll probably check back in with you in a little bit. Let's see if we can reduce Sevastopol. I probably don't have enough factors down here to really do much. It's a defensive 7, and I'm going to pause for a second here because I need to look up what the Our Supply does in this game. I think it halves on defense, but we'll see. And it's in the city anyway, so we'll see. Okay, as I suspected, there's no joy here for the Germans in terms of attacking a city and its out of supply. The way this works is there are special cases for Sevastopol, Leningrad, and a couple others, I think Kalinin and Moscow. And you get a certain number of turns of being out of supply. You have this concept of a limited supply. So next turn this will flip to a 2, and eventually it'll go up to a 4, and then the guys will be eliminated and removed from the game. All right, so we have nothing. Now here's the bad news. That's defensive 7 doubled for the city. And, oops, and I am not a lot. I've got 6 and 11. 6 and 11, 17 to 7 to 14. 1 to 1. -1 DRM, +1 DRM, they wash out. Odds are going to go up for the Stalker, and that will give us a 2 to 1. So let's roll the die. Let's try and get the die in the die roller. It's going to be painful. A1, we'll lose a step. And I think I got to lose 1 from the strongest unit, if I recall correctly. No one retreats, that's the nice thing, I think. No, motherfucker, they actually do retreat as well, so they all retreat too. 1, 2. Goes back to base. 1, 2. Well, that's a beatdown. Beautiful. Thanks for playing. All right. So that's 3 attacks over here. I've got a couple more attacks over here, Leningrad and stuff like that. I'll do those a little bit later, and we will reconvene in a bit once I have done some more attacks. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.